What would be the reason they're spending more time with the kids? Well, could it be that they're setting up, maybe they want 50-50 parenting time, especially if you're in a strained relationship? Haven't been happy in years, but you didn't think you're going to get divorced, but now you got this change. Is it coincidental? Be cautious, be overly cautious. Don't let things slide. So many people let things slide, and that's how problems start. Welcome to Getting Divorced Without Losing Your Mind. I'm your host, Corey Shapiro. Thank you for tuning in, taking time out of your divorce to work on it, to get stronger. Today, we're talking about something that is next level. It's about all these fights you're having, all this conflict is not really what you think it's about. And until you figure out what's it about, what is really going on, you might be not understanding the game. So what this podcast is about today is helping you get some clarity about what's really happening. Because it's hard to do, especially when you're in it, when you're in the soup, when you have limited capacity because you're so stressed and angry, maybe frozen. Your behavior's frozen, but internally you're a volcano. So what am I talking about here? What am I talking about? Well, first of all, divorce is full of surprises, right? Let's say it like this. You have primary parenting. That's how it's been throughout the marriage. That was your lane. No issues there. I mean, you had to beg your spouse to attend events. And they may come, but distracted, begrudgingly come, to the events. But overall, they really just defer to you. And then all of a sudden, things start changing. What's going on here? They come to the events and they're engaged. They want to spend more time with the kids. Now, they didn't really talk to you about it. It just happened. Isn't that a surprise? Now, what does that mean? Now, you may be saying, great. I'm getting all this help. This is what I wanted. The kids are getting more time with their other parent. But this may be something different. And I want you to think of it like a medical issue. If something's happening on your body, you get one of those spots and you don't just ignore it. If it keeps on saying, you might want to go to that dermatologist at least once a year to check it out. At least just give your mind at ease. And it may be nothing. Maybe your spouse just wants to be more involved and had an epiphany. It seems like they would talk to you about it, but let's assume that's true. But it may be something. Just like a lot of times I go to the doctors, these things are nothing, but doesn't it give you peace of mind? Right? Doesn't it give you peace of mind? So we got this surprise, we got this change, and what do we do about it? Well, we need to investigate. So let me give you a 4-step process so you can pause and think about this at maybe a little higher level. First, pause and ask, what's really going on here? Is this really about the other parent just finally spending more time with the kids, if we're using the example? Or is it about something more? Well, I would say, well, how's your relationship now? Do you feel cared for? Do you feel loved? Is everything good? Maybe it is nothing. But if you don't feel so connected, you didn't really talk about it, maybe it's a tactic. All right? Now, step 2 is you got to find the overlap. What would be the reason they're spending more time with the kids? Well, could it be that they're setting up, maybe they want 50-50 parenting time, especially if you're in a strained relationship? Haven't been happy in years, but you didn't think you're going to get divorced, but now you got this change. Is it coincidental? I don't think so. Be cautious, be overly cautious. Don't let things slide. So many people let things slide, and that's how problems start. We just want issues, not problems and crisis. Okay, 3, I want you to stay tactical. I don't want you to spend $5,000 on a $500 problem. That's why I'm telling you right now to think about this stuff. This could be as simple as having a consultation, even talking about it in couples therapy. It could be a consultation with a lawyer. But even before that, it could be couples therapy and find out what's really going on. Because if you're in a long limbo stage where the other person is doing pre-divorce planning and you just think things are changing and, oh, great, this is a wonderful thing, it's going to be a rude awakening if the rug get pulled out from under you. Then you find out that you're getting a divorce and the other person pre-planned for 2 years. All right, so stay tactical. 4, I want you to negotiate. I don't want you to fight. I want you to be creative. So even if they're doing all this and you learn this and you go to a consultation or you hear about it and you're like, okay, yeah, something's going on here, some pre-divorce planning. This is not the time to fight. This is just good information. This is good information. And you talk to your attorney to develop a plan so you can counteract what they're doing. It's all about being wiser. All right, so our reset question today to help you think about this is, if your ex behavior doesn't add up, what's their end game? And how can you stay one step ahead? And just sit with that for a moment. If you don't even want to go for a consultation and you're like, okay, Corey, you're telling me divorce is full of surprises. I do see my spouse changing patterns, but it can't really be a divorce. I know we've not always been so close. I feel some disconnection, but come on, we've been married for so long. I don't know. All I'm saying to you is think about it. Sit with it. You can write it down. You can do that mind mapping. The mind mapping is where you put that idea in the middle, just brainstorming, change of patterns, and just put, different spokes. What could be the issues? More time with children. It could be pre-divorce planning. It could be seeing the light. It could be midlife crisis. It could be a lot of different things. I'm just suggesting to you that if it is a surprise, there is a change, think about it. A lot of cases I see where people do pre-divorce planning, I wish they did these exercises and spoke to someone early on. What is interesting is you see people when they spend money on attorney fees. You don't get that until much later. And then you see, someone went to an attorney for a consultation 2 years ago and they did nothing. Well, maybe if you went for a consultation, not just Google, not just, or AI, go to someone who really understands your situation, has the experience in your jurisdiction, and can help you through this. Remember, divorce is a game of chess. It's not checkers. So I'm helping you learn a little bit about what's going on pre-war, when you're sort of in limbo. You want things to continue. Maybe you're comfortable, but you really don't, but you're scared to move forward. And those types of situations where you have a meh marriage, changes, just check this out. That's my signs for today. That's my signs. Now listen, I want to encourage you. This is hard to do. Not everything that's going to happen is going to be a problem, but just check it out. Okay? That's my here to help you. That's why I wrote my book, Getting Divorced Without Losing Your Mind. And that's why I'm here doing this podcast, helping you work on your divorce. This is Corey Shapiro, helping you stay creative, not reactive in your divorce.